score. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it.
Ryan Suckup set to kick off.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
That's good for a lot.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Carr able to find Ruggs. That's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
2nd and 2 at the 23-yard line.
Jacobs now. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the first down marker at the Bucs' 19-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
1st and 10 at the 19.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Ball carrier.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The ball carrier.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now Carr. That is ripped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. And Dominican Sue. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown,
a heavy rush, and down he goes. The second-year man, Max Crosby, the one who brought him down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady under pressure again, and down he goes again. A safety with a sack there, LaMarcus Joyner.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Going to be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Shotgun now for Carr. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Shaquille Barrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack on 1st down, Carr. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Carr. And that will be incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mike Evans in the Tampa offense about to set up shop. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, Brady. And the tight end's got him. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Buccaneer 1st down.
They'll run it with Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
One back in the game, that's Jones, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown of the night. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. And it's up and good.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
The kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
But this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete. Brady, something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
16 yards, a 1st down.
A gain of 16 yards.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
The end result, 21 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter.